Hello. It's dark. Hey, how you doing? Welcome to another fantastic YouTube video or a video that you are seeing somewhere else on the internet. In this video, we're going to be talking about the 2 steps to high self-esteem. And this can be applied to, well, anywhere in your life, because high self-esteem is not something that just applies to your love life. But for the purposes of this, we are going to be talking specifically about love. Now, if you know me, you know I love talking about the direct relationship between your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, and the actions and the results that you get in specifically your love life, but your life in general. But high self-esteem is one of these things that I find to be terrific, tremendous. Because if you're looking to create not only a relationship, because what is a relationship? Relationships exist everywhere. You got relationships. If you're looking to create what is called a high-functioning relationship, where it's a combination of giving and receiving, well, sometimes it comes down to your self-worth. Because if you believe you are worth it, and we'll talk more about that in a second, guess what? You generally tend to get it. So in this video, we're going to be talking a lot about high self-esteem and the 2 steps to high self-esteem. And we're going to be talking specifically what you can do about it right now to take fucking action right now, get results right now. How fantastic would that be? Like right now. But also I'm going to have an announcement at the end of this video. And that is a special free something that I am giving away and announcing in this video. So what is high self-esteem? I would describe high self-esteem as, well, the esteem that you put yourself, and that generally would be considered high. Like, more specifically, how do you look at yourself? Do you think you're good? Do you think you're bad? And I think that we can just generally put that out there. But what we tend to think about ourselves, generally speaking, is what we get. Like, here's 2 examples, right? So imagine you're having a terrible day. Terrible day, you go to the coffee shop, you order a coffee, and the person behind the counter is being really nice to you. In this example, hypothetically, you're single. Then what happens is that person's nice to you, they're sort of flirting with you, but you're like, yeah, well, no one really likes me. Then what happens? You start to feel really self-conscious about yourself. You start to look down at yourself. You walk past the mirror, think you're fat. Or at least if you think you are, or you make yourself feel like you shouldn't be. Whatever your body weight is, doesn't matter. But you feel bad about it. Then what happens? You go to work. Someone says, good job, you don't believe them. Your friends invite you out, you're not feeling like it, you go home. You watch Netflix, eat ice cream, make yourself feel worse. High self-esteem, on the other hand, what happens? You go to the coffee shop, the person behind the counter is cute, they flirt with you. You're like, that's good, that feels great. Not only that feels great, but you're feeling great already. You woke up on the right side of the bed. You go to work, your boss says, good job, and you're like, yes, I know. Like, but it's good you know too. Thank you. And let's just do the fucking work, because that's what we're here for. You're feeling great, your friends invite you out. You feel fantastic, you're like, let's do it. We'll go outside, we'll go out, we'll go to a bar, I don't know, we'll have friends. You turn around, someone's doing something funny, you laugh out loud. You start having a conversation, what happens? Next thing you know, you've met someone new and you've met someone great. So high self-esteem, the way we view ourselves, tends to lead us to amazing situations. Now in these 2 examples, right, I want you to understand that it wasn't the events that caused the person in these examples to go one way or the other. It was how they felt. The events were exactly the same, but it's how you feel that helps you decide what you do in that moment. Will you speak to that person or will you not? Will you compliment that person? Will you not? Will you stay at home? Will you go out? Will you fucking cry at home into a bucket of Netflix and ice cream? Or will you just feel good about yourself just plain existing? So that high self-esteem, contrary to popular belief, is a motherfucking choice. You get to choose. Now, this isn't to say that you're going to have bad days, because guess what? You're human. Bad days exist. But what this means is that regardless of what happens, you decide that you're going to feel good about it. You decide that you're not delusional, but you decide that you're going to be in a good state, a high self-esteem state. And sure, this can come down to gratitude, but we're going to be talking about high self-esteem, right? We're going to be talking about the 2 steps in a second, but you decide. So there is a number of ways to developing high self-esteem, and one of the most deepest, profound ways is about healing. And that is aside, because I talk about healing in fucking every video, right? Every fucking video, because to me, it's the name of the fucking game. But when it comes down to this particular video, I'm going to be giving you two distinct steps. Now, step one is decide what you want to feel good about yourself. If you want to feel good about, for example, business, you want to decide what you want to feel good about. Like, you want to decide that business is what you want to feel good about. If it's yourself, if it's high self-esteem, right, then you want to feel good about yourself. Here's the thing, right? But once you've decided to feel good about yourself, you have to start noticing the evidence. Start noticing the evidence. You look in the mirror, you're like, damn, that person's good. You look outside, someone compliments you. You realize that maybe they're complimenting you for a reason. You start getting validated by the outside world. Wow, great. You start to notice these things. So step one is to decide what you want to feel good about and start noticing, noticing reasons why that is already the case. Not that you're evolving, but you're discovering, if that makes sense. So as you move forward, for example, in high self-esteem, you might start to feel really good about your self-image. Now, then you look in the mirror, you go, wow, that person in the mirror looks damn good. Then you go out, someone compliments you on your appearance, you're like, hell yeah. Now what happens is you get a validation spike. Now, validation spikes aren't bad because we feel good, right? You feel good when you're validated. But what we want to create is a self-validating thing, because if we're reliant on the outside world, when we don't get it, what happens? Then our self-esteem fucking plummets to the ground and you just feel goddamn terrible. So step two is we can call it self-validate, but we can say make it normal. So for example, if someone compliments you for doing a good job of work, you're like, I know I'm great. Like, thank you for recognizing that. But you don't need the validation to have that high self-esteem. Now, there are a number of people that will go, for example, after someone because that person made them feel good once and they want that love life, so they need it again. Now, when it comes to high self-esteem, or better yet, self-validating, which is another way of looking at it, when you get validated from the outside world, it's affirming your inside world, which is already perfect and already beautiful and already powerful as it is. You don't need the compliments, you don't need the validation, but it's nice. In fact, it's so nice that you can validate others as well, because you are a validator just as much as you are validated. And so and that way you are always in abundance. You have an abundance to give. You have more like, for example, imagine if you have more money to spend. More money to spend than you knew what to do with. You'd probably do some crazy stuff. You'd give it away, all that sort of stuff. Well, emotions sometimes is like an energy. When you got more energy than you know what to do with, what happens? You can give it away. And when you got nothing to lose, you got everything to give, people want to fucking hang around that person. Now, I'm not saying do this to get people in your life, because as soon as you do this to get people in your life, they feel it. It's like you're trying to bargain with them. What happens? You push them away. The moment you stop trying to be liked is usually the moment that you are liked. Very simple, but this is the steps to high self-esteem. Step one, decide what you want to feel good about and notice. You could call that step 1.5, step 1.2. But step two is to make it normal, because if you're validated by the external world, or you need constant validation from the external world, what happens? The moment they're not validated, you're fucking down. That ain't high self-esteem. That's external. That's an external reliance well-being. And that's only temporary, because if you rely on your high self-esteem for something to happen, then what happens as soon as it's gone, that stops happening. So what I'm looking to create with people are high-functioning relationships. Really, really simple. High-functioning relationships. If you don't want that, well, you're on the wrong channel. Really straight up. Because I love looking at the relationship between how people feel, what people think, and the actions and the results that they get. Because there is a direct correlation. Those people who feel good about themselves create good relationships. Those people who feel bad about themselves create bad relationships. That's how fucking simple it is. Now, the thing that I want to get across now is this special announcement. And the special announcement is that I have a free new online course that is just released. And you can get that now at www.gethimhooked.com. There should be a fucking button up there, but there'll be a link in the description. This is what we call the Worthy of Love online course. Now, this comes down, you know how we're talking about high self-esteem, about yourself? Well, this entire course is about understanding the worthiness that you have about your love life. Because when you feel worthy about your love life, what tends to happen? You feel damn good. When you feel damn good about your love life, you communicate and you sub-communicate to others that you are not only attractive, but worthy of love. Now, if you're in a relationship, this is what takes it from if you're feeling stuck, this is what takes it from here to fucking here. If you're single and you're finding it a hard time, this is what takes it from terrible to fucking great. Like it's a very interesting thing. Imagine it like a booster in your system to your love life. You know, not to say that your love life is terrible, because I don't believe anyone's love life is terrible, but it's from good to great. You know, like to add more of what it is working. Because being worthy of love is what people accidentally do. So if you are aware of what's going on, you are then what we call a conscious creator of your relationships. And wouldn't that be fucking fantastic? So you can get that for free currently. It is out now. You can get it, gethimhooked.com. Fucking put the website here and maybe here and in my mouth really small here. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon. If you do have any more questions about love and things like that, please drop them below. And if you do want to set up a call with me privately, you can do that. That'll be one of the best things that you will do this year. So I'll talk to you very soon, if not sooner.